Good evening, students. You are chatting with each other. Okay. Good evening. Good evening to everyone. Good evening. So we'll wait for another 2 minutes and then we'll start. Okay. In the meantime, please don't waste time, but revise whatever we did last class. Notes, you must be writing the notes, right? So please go through the notes once. I may ask you some questions. So please go through the notes for 2 minutes. Yeah, Solpa, I know. My students are little bit teaching me. Sujan. Solpa Matardini. Okay. Homework, work count, bunny, like that, I know. Whatever I have to say in class, I can tell. Okay, Monisha, please take the already 2-3 classes are done. So please go through the videos which we have already done. Okay, the videos will be recorded. So you can ask from the concerned person, he will share with you. I'm sure you may have gone through already. Sri Raksha, good evening. You also same thing. You have to go through whatever we have done already till now. Then only the classes will be little bit, you know, you will be able to understand. Okay. So you take my number. Okay. Write my number. 810557815. Take my number and message me after the class. I will make sure that the video is sent to you. Okay. In the meantime, those who were present, please revise, please. Revision is the success. Revision is the main thing. Okay. Any amount of medicine and churan, Baba's churan and all will not work. If you want to remember something, you have to revise. That's the only thing that will help you to remember. Okay, we'll start the class now. Yeah, I know Hindi, Kishan. Hindi आता है मुझे. Yeah. So we'll start the class now. Okay, so let me ask you some basic questions. Answer very quickly so that we can continue with the class. So be ready, everyone. Suppose I ask you, what is the formula for dx power n by dx? How will you write the answer? Dx power n by dx. Nx is wrong, Tabassum. Nx power x minus 1 is also wrong. Nx power n minus 1. That is correct. So the answer is nx power n minus 1. Those who have come first day today, right now you just observe the formula. Later today I will be teaching the same thing in a different style. So you will be able to understand, I'm sure. Okay, so just concentrate right now. So this is the formula for differentiation of x power n. This d by dx. Okay, so how do you speak about this? You say dx power n by dx. For example, if I ask dx power 2 by dx, apply the formula. This n is 2. So it will be 2x power n minus 1. N is 2. So 2 minus 1. Answer is 2x. Correct, na? Others are able to see the screen? Others are able to see the screen or not? Yes. So please try to adjust something in your laptop or mobile. So this is so what we have done is directly this formula we have applied here. Everyone try this problem quickly. D by dx of 1 by x. D by dx of 1 by x. Try to answer this. Apply this formula. Apply this formula here. Minus 1 divided by x power 2. Samruth is correct. So how Samruth has done? Look here. This is 1 by x. All of you know 1 by x can be written as x power minus 1. 1 by x can be written as x power minus 1. So 1 by x is nothing but x power minus 1. Now you apply this formula. Dx power n by dx. Nx power n minus 1. What is n here? Minus 1. So minus 1 x power n minus 1. What is n? This is n. So n here is minus 1. So minus 1 minus 1. So this will be minus x power minus 2, which is minus 1 by x square. Okay, everybody understood? Check once. Just see how I have done. 1 by x was given. So you should try to write 1 by x in this form. Because you know formula for x power some number. So x power some number formula for differentiation is nx power n minus 1. So it will be here n is this n. No. So here n is minus 1. So nx power n minus 1. Minus 1 will be x power minus 2. Then minus 2 I can write 1 by x square also. So that is the answer. Samruth has done. What about others? Understood or not? Understood, no, everyone? Okay. So like that, I may give you next time, 1 by x square. 1 by x square. Then 1 by x square you can write how? 1 by x square is x power minus 2. Right? So 1 by x square is x power minus 2. Again, apply the formula. N is minus 2 now. So n x power n minus 1. That will be minus 2 x power minus 3. So minus 2 divided by x power 3. Okay, fine. Today, before we continue with differentiation, let us just quickly revise what we did actually. See, sometimes when you do so much of differentiation, so much mathematics when you do, you forget what you are doing actually. So you should never forget what you are actually doing in mathematics. So the meaning of whatever you are writing, that should be clear in your head. Okay, so let us quickly revise once. I told you that if y is some function of x, if y is some function of x, what does it mean? Function matlab what in mathematics? If x will change, y will change. So if x will change, y will change, then we say y is a function of x. Example can be when overs will change, runs can change. So runs are function of overs in cricket. Similarly, when a person is running, distance will change with time. So distance is function of time, like that. So whenever y is a function of x, now think x changes by delta x. X has changed by delta x, x2 minus x1, final value minus initial value. So when this will change, this will also change. So delta y will be y2 minus y1. Now when you divide delta y by delta x, so imagine if this y is runs and x is overs, then the ratio of runs divided by overs is called run rate. So this is called rate of change of y with respect to x. Okay, and when you write delta y by delta x, this ratio is called average rate of change. Average rate of change, because in that interval of delta x, this change itself may change. The rate itself may change. right? In cricket, no, the run rate is never constant. No, sometimes the run rate will be 10 runs per over, sometimes it will be 2 runs per over. So sometimes the rate itself can change. So if the run rate is changing, then this ratio is called average rate of change. Now, if you want instantaneous rate of change, instantaneous rate of change, let me write ROC, instantaneous rate of change. Then what we have to do, I told you, you have to bring x2 very close to x1. So if you bring x2 very close to x1, delta x will become very small. And that time we write this ratio dy by dx. So that is the meaning. So whenever you do all those mathematics, d by dx of x power n like that, don't forget what is the meaning of dy by dx. dy by dx means instantaneous rate of change of what? Of y with respect to what? X. Okay. And to get this from this, what we should do? Anyone quickly tell me? To get this from this, what I should do? Hey, last class we have done so much. You forgot or what? Yeah. In short, you can tell me. In short, what I should do, Shamukh? In short, what I should do from here to here? I should make delta x tends to 0. Delta x tends to 0. X should be near to 0, not x Nandita. Delta x. Delta x should be very close to 0. Delta x should be close to 0 means what? What is delta x? X2 minus x1. So delta x should be close to 0 means x2 should be close to x1. So x2 should be close to x1. So when x2 and x1 are very close, then you are talking about only one point now, because x2 is very, very close to x1. So now you are talking about almost 1 point. That's why it is called instantaneous. Instantaneous matlab at 1 point or at 1 instant. Okay, students. Today we will study about graphical meaning of this. Graphical meaning. And those who have are attending the class first time, this will also help you to understand what is this. So we will do it graphically today. Last class we have done it using algebraic method. Okay. So those who have are attending the class first time, please see the videos which has already been done. Today I will approach this in a different style. Okay. So look carefully. Very interesting this one. So topic for today. So till now we were doing just revision. No, graph sheets are not required. Just one white paper and you have to have some pencil and all. Learning exercise and all I'll see later. Okay, Neha, I will see learning exercise 6th one. Okay, I will do it. Don't worry. But first let me complete the full topic. Once I complete the topic, then I will only do the problems. Don't worry. So now we will discuss graphical representation. Please write down of dy by dx. Graphical representation of dy by dx. Okay, so look carefully. Now stop messaging and stop discussing. Just concentrate. Let us see. When do we write dy by dx? When y is a function of x. Correct now? Y should change with x. Otherwise, what is the meaning, right? If y is not changing only, what is the meaning of asking rate of change? So if y is function of x, then if you change x, then y will also change. So if this number is changing, this number will also change. And if you plot those numbers, then if you join those points, you will get a graph. Let us start with a very simple graph. Let us say the graph is represented by this line. Okay, so imagine it is a straight line. So this graph is your y function of x. So it's a linear function. Linear I have taken, straight line. Now, let me try to calculate this from this graph. So look carefully. Let me choose 2 points. Let me call those points A and B. Then what are the coordinates? This coordinate is x1. This coordinate is y1. What are the coordinates of this point? x2, y2. Now, how do we calculate this ratio? Directly we don't do. First we calculate delta y by delta x. So let us try to ask what is delta y by delta x in this graph. Now delta y matlab what? y2 minus y1. Change in y. Delta is used for change. Those who are attending the class first time, delta is used for change, or sometimes we can call it difference also. And delta x will be x2 minus x1. Now in this graph, look carefully. When I write x1, it means from origin. From origin to here is x1. So this is x1, this is x2. So what will be this gap? What will be this gap? Quickly tell me, this gap will be how much? x2 minus x1. So this is your delta x. This gap is delta x, right? Similarly, what will be this gap? See, when I write y1, it means from 0 to here is y1. Okay, graphs we have seen, no? So this will be delta 1. Now, if I draw this line also, then you can see this delta x is nothing but this delta x. And this delta y is also this delta y. Correct? No? And this ratio, delta y by delta x, which is rate of change, average rate of change. This ratio, opposite by adjacent. Opposite by adjacent. This makes you think of something called which trigonometric function? Sin theta, cos theta, tan theta. Yes, Samrudh has already answered. So this delta y is this delta x is this. So if I call this angle theta, or this is also theta only, right? So if the graph of y versus x, if that graph is a straight line, and if it makes an angle theta with x-axis, then this delta y by delta x is nothing but tan theta. Tan theta. And in mathematics, tan theta is called slope of the line. Slope of the line. Which line? This AB line. So graphically, what is the meaning of this ratio? Graphically, the meaning of this ratio is slope of the line. Right, fast? Okay. Now we want to calculate dy by dx. That is our aim. Delta y by delta x you study in school also. That is not a big thing. Dy by dx. Now how to calculate dy by dx? I told you have to take this ratio and you have to make this delta x tends to 0. Okay, the usual way of writing is not like this. The way Newton wrote is limit of delta x tends to 0, delta y by delta x. So to get this, you have to take this ratio, but you have to make delta x very small. Now, what is the meaning of making delta x small? Limit of delta x, limit of this when delta x is tending to 0. Tending to 0 matlab very close to 0. So if this is very close to 0, it is like saying x2 should come very close to x1. Or you can say x1 goes to x2, that doesn't matter. So if this is becoming very small, this you see, that means see, if x2 has to come close to x1. Let me rub this space. You have written, no? Okay. Look carefully. If x2 tends to x1, that is the meaning of delta x tends to 0. Okay, then it means what in the graph? This point B should go close to A. Yes or no? Yes or no, students? If this B is going very close to A, then this delta x is becoming smaller. Delta y will also become smaller. Now I am going to ask you an important question. As you keep making this smaller and smaller, if you measure this ratio from the graph, will your theta change? Will your theta change? If this B is coming closer, 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 and you make this angle, will the angle change? No, sir. The angle does not change. That means even now dy by dx will be tan theta only. So for a straight line, there is no difference between delta y by delta x and dy by dx. There is no difference. Both are equal to same angle, tan theta, tan theta. Because even if this point B comes close to point A, if you join this line, imagine B I bring here, then I measure this angle. It will be same only. So since this does not change, angle does not change, these two are same. And that is expected also. It is expected. Let us see why it is expected. Imagine this is runs. Indian team runs. And this is Australian bowlers, overs. Now, if the graph looks like this, it means what? Run rate is constant. Runs are not, how is runs constant? Ma? Runs are increasing. No, don't confuse between runs and runs rate. Run rate. Runs are increasing. But run rate matlab this side divided by this side. That is constant. So run rate is constant. So if run rate is constant, it doesn't matter whether you ask average or you ask instantaneous. Oh, sorry, this part is going down. So it doesn't, if run rate is constant, it doesn't matter whether you ask average run rate or you ask instantaneous. It will be same only. It is like saying if a car is moving with uniform velocity, velocity is what? Rate of change of distance. Velocity is also like rate, no rate. So if a car is moving with constant velocity, matlab constant rate of change of distance, then it doesn't matter whether you ask average velocity or instantaneous velocity. It will be same. Another example is if everybody got same marks, if everybody got same marks, 100, 100, 100, 100, then average marks of the class or instantaneous marks of one person, that will be same or different? Average marks and instantaneous marks, same. So that's why when the graph is straight, that time dy by dx is not so important, because that time dy by dx is same as delta y by delta x, which you already know. But it is better to start from this part. It is better to start from here. Please write down. So please write somewhere, if the graph of y versus x is a straight line, then delta y by delta x is same as dy by dx. This is same as delta y by delta x. Okay. Done? Done, students? Okay. So now let us challenge ourselves. Let us not be happy with only the easy ones. As you know, in real life, the rates are not always constant. Okay, statement you want? Okay, let me write the statement. Otherwise, no, if I don't write, you will keep asking me to write. If y versus x graph is a straight line, then there is no difference between dy by dx and delta y by delta x. Matlab, average rate of change will be same as instantaneous rate of change. This is instantaneous. Okay, in exam, if you write like this, no, this you will get this. So be careful. Okay, don't write shorthands. Then they will give you short marks. Okay. Fine. Janani. Okay. Fine. But again, as I told you, in real life, the rate will hardly be constant. When you are moving in a car also, who moves with constant velocity? Who? Right? There will be traffic and all, no? Traffic will be there. The road will turn also. So when the road will turn, the car also should turn. The moment the car will turn, velocity vector will change. People will cross, so you have to slow down. So in real life, rates are never constant. Rate matlab rate of change of y. So rate of change of y itself can change. So in that case, your graph will look like this. So now look carefully. Look carefully. As I keep teaching, suddenly one question will come and I want all of you to answer that question successfully. So look carefully and listen carefully. Y versus X. Now let me not draw straight line. So let me draw any curved line. I can draw any curved line. Let me start with like this. Like this. So this is my Y versus X graph. So you can see Y is increasing. Let me not go so much also. Yeah, till here it is. Okay. I don't want this to come back. If it comes back, then X will come back. Okay, so that is X can come back, but in case of cricket, for example, you cannot decrease the runs, you cannot decrease the overs. So I don't want to come back. Okay, so the graph should not come back this side. So let us say this is my graph. Now, listen carefully. I want to first calculate delta y by delta x. Okay, always start with this. Then what is the meaning of this? Oh, your pen ink is less not today. Y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So to calculate this, I have to choose 2 points. Let me choose 1 point somewhere here, P, and 1 point here, Q. Or AB, no? AB will write. Last time also we wrote A and B. So what is x1? Coordinate of x coordinate of this point. X coordinate of this, sorry, y coordinate of this point. Similarly, x2, x coordinate of this point, y coordinate of this point. So now, if you want to write this also in terms of tan theta, if you want this to be in terms of tan theta, the graph will not help you because the graph is not straight. So what you have to do yourself, you have to draw a straight line like this. So if you draw this straight line, try to draw straight, okay? And suppose this straight line, which is joining how many points on the graph? 2 points. Be careful. This graph is joining 2 points, A and B. So let me draw this also. If this line, let us say, makes angle theta with x-axis, then here also it will be theta. And you know from before, this is delta y. This is delta x. So what will be delta y by delta x? Delta y by delta x will be tan theta, right? Opposite by adjacent for this triangle. But what I should call this now? This I should call slope. This I should call slope of the line passing through A and B. Yes or no? So you have to take 2 points. Whenever you want average rate of change, you have to have 2 points in your mind. So I have chosen the 2 points A and B. So what you do, you draw a straight line joining the 2 points. Okay. And then you calculate the slope of that straight line. How to calculate slope of straight line? Just measure tan theta. That is called mathematically slope. I hope in school they may have explained. I'm not very sure whether they've explained or not. I'm telling you now, right? So remember that. So tan theta is always slope of the hypotenuse line. So this tan theta is slope of this line. So that is the meaning of your average rate of change. Okay. So this part remains more or less same, except the difference is before this line was your graph. Now your graph is this. Be careful. Your graph is this. This is your y versus X graph. So this is your runs versus overs graph. And what you have calculated here is only the average rate of change between 2 points. Okay, fine. Finished? Write nicely, write fast. Okay. Now comes the interesting thing. Let me do it here. So now I want dy by dx. Now to calculate dy by dx, idea is what? You have to keep repeating this. You have to repeat this process. You have to measure this ratio now. But you have to make delta x very small. Now, let me show you the process. Okay. Many teachers will show directly. I want to show you the process. So look here. I want to bring x2 close to x1. Why, sir? Because delta x should tend to 0. That is the meaning of dy by dx. This is the meaning of dy by dx. So I have to bring x2 close to x1. Matlab this b should come close to a in this graph. Okay, this is not the graph. No, this is the graph. So if I bring b close to a, let me say, because now I hope you have drawn the diagram, because I'm going to make the diagram dirty now. So look carefully. When this point b will come here, okay, your straight line will be now, like this. Like this. Yes or no? This will be your straight line now. Right? If I bring b closer to a, let us say I'm here. Now I cannot stop there because I have to make delta x very small. So when b is very, very close to a, how it will look? Let me rub the diagram now. So your graph was like this. You may have to draw separate diagram. So this was your graph. Here was your a. Here was your b. Now when I bring b closer and closer and you keep drawing this line, when b will almost reach a, almost, should not touch a, but should be very, very close to a, so close that you should not be able to distinguish. There is a difference, but your eyes should not be able to see. Then this line will become what? Can you tell me? Now that line will touch almost only 1 point, because A and B will be now almost 1 point. So if a line touches only 1 point on a curve, no straight line, though it was before also, no Nandita. Ayo, no tan theta. Hey, tan theta will be there. Why it will not be there? No. Wait. All of you are going in different direction. Stalin is saying point. No. This line. So this is the line when A and B are quite far. Now think this B is coming close and you keep drawing this line. Long line you draw, long line. Why are you happy with short line? Angle will change 100%. Now Ganpita is correct. No. How origin? Origin is here. Origin is here. Angles will change, correct. Okay, I think wait. Stop writing for types stop writing for some time. 0 degree how man Nisarga? 0 degree should be like this, no? The line should become like this. Parallel. If it is parallel, then we say 0 degree. How if it is like this, how it will be 0 degree? So the line will become like this. Like this. So when this B is almost touching A, your line, let me tell you, so this is B. So now your B is very, very close here. So close, I may not be able to show you. Stop writing once. Sumuksha, stop writing. Sumukha, stop writing. So if B is coming very close to A and then you draw that line will now become like this. So if you extend the line, it will become like this. And do you know what a line that touches only one point is called? A line that touches only one point on a curve. Finally, all of you are telling correctly. I was expecting this answer before also. I was expecting this answer before. Because see, already I gave you hint, no? See, when B was here, this was the line. When B is here, this will be the line. When B is here, this will be the line. So when B is almost touching A, if you draw the line, it will be like this. And therefore, that line which now is touching, you can say one point only. So that is called tangent. Tangent. And now that angle theta which was there before, that angle theta, you remember here that theta was there. That theta has become now this angle. Yes or no? Yes or no, students? That which was theta before. Remember this B was here before, na? So when I made that line, this was your theta, this one. Now that theta has changed, as everybody has agreed, theta will change. So that theta has changed, and now when B is almost touching A, that theta will become this angle. So let us give it a different symbol. Let us write phi. So this is a Greek alphabet used for phi. So now graphically that means dy by dx will be what? Tangent of not theta, tangent of this. And what is this tangent of this called? Tangent of angle is called slope. This was slope of the line passing through 2 points. 2 points. This is slope of what? Slope of what I should say? Slope of what? No, there is no AB. A and B are almost touching each other now. Tangent, yeah. So slope of tangent at A. So now it is slope of tangent at A because B and A are infinitesimally close. Infinitesimally close matlab extremely close. Okay, students. So this is the whole meaning of dy by dx graphically. So if somebody will ask you what is dy by dx, then answer is instantaneous rate of change. If somebody will ask you what is dy by dx graphically, then answer will be like this. See, whenever you ask dy by dx, you have to ask at a specific point. Remember last class we did one problem of finding instantaneous velocity. Remember or not? That time we asked instantaneous velocity at one instant. It was, I think, t equal to 2 seconds. It is equal to 0. Who is 0? Who is 0, Samuk? A and B are 0. Huh? A and B are 0. No. This delta x is becoming very small. This is becoming very small. Ratio, you cannot say 0. See, understand this. 10 by 10 is 1. 0.001 divided by 0.001 is not 0.0001. It is 1 only. Understanding? So if numerator is very small, denominator is also very small. Then the ratio need not be very small. Ratio can be finite. Ratio can be finite. Understanding or not? For example, correct? No? Okay. So this is very close to 0. Of course, you cannot write equal to 0, students. If you say equal to 0, then how will you measure this difference? So you have to make delta x small, no doubt. The smaller you make, the better the answer you will get. Last class I have shown you using algebra also that instantaneous velocity. Remember, no, 4.001, 4.000001. So the smaller you make the time interval, the better your answer will be for instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity matlab what? Rate of change of distance with respect to time. Similarly, what is this ratio? Rate of change of some function y with respect to some variable x. I'm not always going to say this is distance and this is time. Always it need not be like that. Understood? Okay. So graphically, what is dy by dx? Graphically, dy by dx is given by slope of tangent. Try to think why in case of dy by dx. Try to think why in case of dy by dx there is tangent word. But in case of delta y by delta x, this is your delta y by delta x. In this case, it is a line which is passing through 2 points. If you remember, when we calculated average velocity, I told you between two instants. So whenever you calculate average rate of change, 2 points will be mentioned, 2 points. But whenever you ask instantaneous velocity or instantaneous rate of change, instantaneous, you are always talking about one instant at one point. Understood? So therefore there is this word tangent. So that is how I used to remember that tangent will touch only one point, and here this line is joining 2 points. So this will give you average rate of change. This will give you instantaneous rate of change. So don't think this angle is 0. This is becoming very small. This is becoming very small, but the ratio may not be very small. Okay, fine. So try to revise this concept clearly, otherwise you will struggle later. So delta y by delta x is slope of a line touching 2 points on the graph, and dy by dx is slope of a line, slope of a tangent at a point touching 1 point. So this is instantaneous 1 point, average 2 points. Okay, this is how you should remember. So now let me give you some very basic level. Before I start giving questions and answering the questions, how many of you know this? Tan of acute angle and tan of obtuse angle. Okay, for example, tan 30 degree, tan, let's say, I don't know, maybe 120 degree. So if I ask tan 30 degree, tan 120 degree, which one is positive, which one is negative, or both are positive, both are negative? So that I want to check, because if you know that, then only we will be able to continue. Why we are interested in this, sir? Because we are interested in dy by dx, and dy by dx has tan theta. So Stalin is saying, what about other students? So let me just write down. The answer is this: tan of acute angle is always positive, tangent of obtuse angle is always negative. Okay. How many of you don't know? If you don't know, I will try to explain. If you don't know, I will try to explain. Please tell me openly, okay? Don't think what your friends will think and all. Okay, so Nandita wants me to explain. Very good, Nandita. Like that you should be. Never think that friends will feel bad or what. Why friends and all? Okay, very good. So to understand this, there are two ways actually. You can use graphs and understand. Another one is, see, if this is your coordinate axis, xy, okay, then if your angle with x-axis is acute, if your angle with x-axis is acute by the hypotenuse, then you can see opposite, adjacent. So ratio opposite is positive, adjacent is also positive. So you can see here tan theta will be positive. because opposite is positive, adjacent is also positive. But if your hypotenuse is suppose here, then your angle with x-axis, this is your positive x-axis. This will be the angle, theta. So now you can see opposite is positive, right? Opposite is positive. This is positive, na? Positive y-axis. So opposite is positive, but adjacent side you can see is on the negative x-axis. So the ratio tan of this theta will be now what? Opposite is positive, but adjacent is negative. So positive divided by negative number. Positive divided by negative number will be negative. See, this is how in an easy way you can try to remember. In mathematics later, see, trigonometry is not physics, ma. In physics, I don't have to teach you. But since we use mathematics a lot, little bit I want to explain. So please remember this, it will be very useful. So now you are ready to answer some few questions. But before we start answering, let us write again one more time. Sir, why again and again you are writing? Students, these concepts are new. Try to repeat as many times as possible. I will only repeat for you many times, but you also should try, so that these concepts will be in your brain. It will sink in your brain. After that, no, physics will become super easy. But these are the main things. Now, what is dy by dx? I told instantaneous rate of change of y with respect to x. Meaning of dy by dx. Graphically, what does it mean? Slope. Slope matlab tan theta of tangent at a point. So this should be with you throughout this month. Every morning, every night before sleeping, say this and then sleep. Once you get up, say this and then get out from the bed. So this should be your mantra. Okay, so this is the main thing. Now let us see some examples, because this is dy by dx. What is y? Some function. But in physics, we have to be specific. So sometimes you will have dx by dt. So now we will talk about some examples. Okay, students. So this x is called this x is distance from origin, and t is time. Then this will be your slope of this xt graph, and what will be that? What is rate of change of distance with respect to time? Specific name I want now, because now we are coming to physics. How long I will do mathematics? Speed. So this is your speed. So what we write as instantaneous rate of change of distance. Now it is distance. No, now y is x with respect to time. So no need to say so much. Simply you say speed. Instantaneous speed. Instantaneous. Okay. What about this? Anybody? This is velocity and this is time. What will be this? According to whatever we have done, this will be slope of which graph? VT graph. Slope of VT graph. What will be that? Oh, super. Already you have answered. Acceleration. One more example. Shall I give? Or two are enough, sir. Huh? One more example. Okay. dp by dt. Not visible. Huh? Okay. What is p? Not Pankaj sir. P is momentum. T is time. What will be this? Slope of PT graph. Not Pankaj Tamam. Okay. PT is coming very nicely. No? So slope of PT graph. Anyone knows what is rate of change of momentum? Oh, Tarun, you went one step ahead. Work done is not rate. In work done, there is no time. In work done, it is force into displacement. Power is work done by time. Moment of force is force into distance. This is velocity. Are you? Kritika, how you said velocity? Velocity is this? No. This is velocity. This is velocity. Speed matlab velocity only. Later, I will tell the exact difference between these two later. Right now, we don't need. So, one girl in the beginning told actually how it is moment of force. Moment of force is given by formula force into perpendicular distance. Okay, where is time? Where is time in this? There is no time only. I want time. No time. Only one change in momentum is Kishan. This is change in momentum. This upper wala is change in momentum. This is small change in momentum. So this is called, one or two students have already answered. It is called force. It is called force. So I think Newton's second law you have forgotten. Newton's second law says force is equal to rate of change of momentum. And now you write, now you are in college. So now we write rate of change of y with respect to x. How we write? dy by dx. Instantaneous rate of change. Okay. And if I put everywhere, if I replace d everywhere by delta, then all this will become what? Average. Very good. So this will be average speed. Delta x by delta t, average speed. Delta velocity by delta t, average acceleration. Delta momentum by delta time, average force. And sometimes you don't have to worry because the rate will be constant. So if the rate is constant, then it doesn't matter whether you write dy by dx or whether you write delta y by delta x. Okay. Fine. Please make a note of this quickly. One more means again I have to explain too many things. No. So we will stop here only. Current density is there. Current density di by dA. Then there is pressure dF by dA. So many things are there. But later we will see. Right now you study this much. Why I gave this example is because I don't want you to be lost in mathematics. See, what is the main difference between physics and mathematics? Mathematics also deals with equations. Physics also deals with equations. However, in physics, whatever we are doing, we have to check with our universe. We cannot simply talk about a plus b whole square. Yeah, Sujan? We cannot simply talk about what is A, what is B like that. Understood or not? We cannot, we have to speak about specific point in physics. Understood? No? Okay. So after understanding this, you have to try to answer some few basic questions. Okay, students? Okay. The given graph, write down the question. This graph, these questions have come in your JEE exams, NEET exams, CET exams. So look right fast. The given graph shows the variation matlab change of distance, or let me write position with respect to time, at which points velocity is positive, 0, negative. Okay, we are talking about which velocity? When I don't say anything, it always means instantaneous velocity. If I simply say velocity, it means instantaneous. If I say average velocity, then it means average velocity. So this graph, sorry, question should graph should be in the question. So the given graph shows variation of position x coordinate with time. So the graph looks something like this. Okay. So basically, how can you think how the object is moving? So if this is your xt graph. Is the screen clear or not clear? Other students? Okay. See, for those for whom it is not clear, probably it will be internet connection. Okay. So if the bandwidth becomes slightly less, the amount of bits that can flow in the wire will decrease. So probably that's why it is not very clear. If you keep waiting, it will become clear. So don't worry, just keep waiting, it will become clear. Now let me give you some points here. Here A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So in this graph, I have given you some points. Now please first understand, if the graph is like this, does it mean the body is moving this way? Answer yes or no. If the graph looks like this, what graph it is? Position versus time. So if the graph looks like this, does it mean the body is moving like this? No, because this is time graph. This is time graph. Okay. So how the body is moving? First of all, it is very clear. The body is moving along x-axis. And they are measuring the coordinate from origin. So this is your origin. So you can see from here to here, x is increasing. So the body is going like this. It is going away from origin. Then again, x is decreasing. So it is coming back. Then after reaching here, again it is increasing. So again it is going forward. It is going like this and again going forward. Then again coming back. So the body is basically moving like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay. So don't think the body is moving this way. This is not the path of the body. This is the xt graph. Now, we want to know where is velocity positive, 0 and negative. Answer yourself. So first you have to check where is velocity positive. Velocity is positive at which points? Tell me. At which points velocity is positive? Remember, velocity is slope of xt graph. Speed and velocity we can take same only right now. A and E. A is wrong. A is wrong. Oh, sorry. Correct only. Correct. Sorry. Correct. Now other students will not say A. Okay, sorry. A is correct only. A is correct. E is correct. Yeah, super. Answer is A and E. Why A and E? Those who have not understood why A and E? Because how to find velocity? What I told you. Let me rub the question now. This is xt graph. So what is your velocity? Velocity is dx by dt, rate of change of displacement with respect to time. And what is this I told? Slope of xt graph. So you have to measure slope. And how do you measure slope? If this is the graph, already I have told you, if this is the graph, at this point, how do you draw slope? How do you calculate slope? You have to draw tangent. And then you have to measure this angle. Then slope is given by tan of this angle. And previously what I told, tan of acute angle is positive. Tan of obtuse angle is negative. So you have to check where, so at every point you have to draw tangent to find the slope, to find velocity from xt graph. First, understand students, velocity is dx by dt. If you don't know this, then you will not be able to do anything. So previously while giving you example, already I've explained, no, the velocity is dx by dt, right? What is dy by dx? Dy by dx, slope of tangent of yx graph. So this is dx by dt. So this will be slope of tangent at xt graph. So this is your xt graph. So they want velocity. So we should calculate slope of xt graph. Okay, students? So at this point, what we will do? We will draw tangent. So tangent, if you draw with x-axis, this is your x-axis, na? X-axis, matlab this time axis. Now your x-axis is time axis. Remember. So what is this angle? Acute or obtuse? Acute. So since this is acute, at A it will be positive. B, if you draw tangent at B, how it will look? If you draw tangent at B, B is here. Your graph is like this, na? This part. So this part of the graph is like this. So here if I draw tangent, it is like this. Here if I draw tangent, it is like this. Here if I draw tangent, how it will look? Parallel, parallel to what? X-axis, or you can say time axis. So it will be like this. So here tangent will be like this. Here tangent will be like this. So with x-axis, the angle will be obtuse. You have to measure with positive x-axis. Here tangent will be like this. 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 Again, it will be obtuse. Here it will be acute. Okay, students? So if you observe carefully, where are the angles? This angle acute. At A it is acute. At E it is acute. So velocity slope will be positive. Okay, first part. Second part. Velocity is 0 at which points? At which points velocity is 0? B. D you have missed. One of you missed D also. So here if you see, if the tangent is like this, if the tangent is here, the angle will be 0. I will tell you one very funny thing which happened with one of my small cousin. I was asking what is the angle between these two lines. I was asking what is the angle between these two lines. This small kid only, class 6 like that. He told this is the angle. Do we do like that? Do we teach like that or what? Is this the angle or what? No. So then I asked why you thought like that, because you have to reason, no? You have to ask kids, no? You have to ask why they are thinking like that. Then he told, my teacher told me when the lines are like this is the angle. So when the lines are like this should be the angle. So the problem is thinking this is angle. This is actually arc. Okay. So to find the angle, you have to intersect this line with this line. So if you put this line on top of this line, there will be 0 angle between. So please remember, many kids will think in different style. So angle between parallel lines is always 0. So here angle is 0. If angle is 0, what is tan of 0? Tan of 0. Tan of 0 will be sine 0 by cos 0. Sine 0 is 0. Cos 0 is 1. So 0 by 1. 0 by 1, 0. So if tan is 0, slope will be 0. If slope is 0, velocity will be 0. So here velocity is 0. Which velocity? Instantaneous. So here velocity is 0. Here velocity is 0. Here velocity is 0. V, D, F. Third one. That is easy now. So velocity is negative wherever the angle will be obtuse. So you draw the tangent. Obtuse. Any more? No. C and G. At C and G. Okay, students. So please remember like this. If this is your positive x-axis, if the tangent is like this, positive slope. If the tangent is like this, negative slope. Remember that. Okay. Everybody understood? So next time what I can do? I can give here velocity. I can give here time. Velocity, time. And I can ask you, where is acceleration positive? Where is acceleration 0? Where is acceleration negative? Same answer. Then I can give you momentum here, time here. Then you should know rate of change of momentum with respect to time is force. So I can ask you, where is force negative? Where is force positive? Where is instantaneous force 0, like that. So this question has come in your entrance exams. I hope you will be able to easily solve. Try one simple question, okay? This is your xt graph. Okay, let me make it velocity time graph. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ change, okay? Velocity. And two cars are moving and I am making their VT graph, velocity time graph. One graph looks like this. This is for car A. And one graph looks like this. This is for car B. Car B. Okay, so this is 30 degree in the question they have given. This is 30 degree in the question they have given. You have to find, question is find ratio of acceleration of car A to car B. Okay, so try. Remember, acceleration is, this time I have given you what graph? Velocity time graph. So acceleration will be slope of velocity time graph. And if the graph is straight, then it is very easy. Slope, we don't have to remember which point. Now there is no need to remember which point. Which point is not needed because everywhere slope will be same. So find the slope of this, find the slope of this. Slope of this will be acceleration of this car. Slope of this will be acceleration of this car. Divide them. Divide matlab ratio. Chalo, try. Stalin is saying 1/3. Let me write the answer here. 1:3. Everybody is getting 1:3. 1:1. Okay. Sumukha 1:1. Okay, I think that is enough. Fine. Let me try now. See. First, you want acceleration of this car. So acceleration of car A. Let me write A like this. Symbol, okay? Acceleration of car A. Now here you can't use formula. I have not given you initial velocity, final velocity, right? So don't use formula, but use the concept. What concept? That whenever velocity time graph is given, acceleration is slope of VT graph. And how do you calculate slope? Tan of theta. So what is angle made by this graph with x-axis? 30 degree. So slope will be tan of 30 degree. Tan 30 is sin 30 by cos 30. Sin 30 is half. Cos 30 is √3/2. So 1/√3. Okay, this will be half divided by √3/2. Okay, what about acceleration of car B? Tan of this theta. But theta should be measured from x-axis. In question, they have given 30 degree here for this car. So you should not use this angle, students. You should use angle with x-axis. That is how we have defined this. Go back and check the formula. So this angle we have to use for this car. For this car. So this is 30 means this will be how much? 60. So I should write tan 60. So that mistake some of you have done. Some of you thought both are 30 degrees. So ratio is 1:1. So tan 60 is sin 60 by cos 60. Sin 60 is √3 by 2. Cos 60 is half. So it will be √3 by 1. So ratio will be what? Ratio will be 1 by √3 by √3. This is 1 by √3 into √3. So 1:3. So most of you were able to answer 1:3. So be careful. This angle they may give to confuse you. Okay, so please don't get confused. Everybody understood? Any doubt, please let me know. Okay. Now, there is a concept inside differentiation which is called maxima minima concept. Okay, maxima minima. Maxima and minima. Already we have done. You may not have realized, but we have done this topic already. By the way, students, do you know the meaning of maxima? Maxima is plural of maximum. So we don't say maximums. Okay, maxima. So what this says is, listen carefully. I'll write down. You also write down. Explanation, I think you will only explain to me. You will only know easily. So look here. If y is a function of x and y is either maximum or minimum, okay, at some value of x. Okay, so you know that, see, when I write y function of x, what does it mean? This function word means what? If you change x, y will change. Now let us assume as I keep changing x, y is changing like this, like this. So what is happening? Sometimes y is maximum, sometimes y is minimum. Maximum, minimum, maximum, minimum. So if that happens, then if y is a function of x and y is either maximum or minimum for some value of x, at also I can write, then dy by dx must be 0 at those points. How many of you understood? Raise your hand or tell me understood like that. Samruth has already understood. Very good. Don't worry, I'll explain. If somebody has not understood, I'll explain. No problem. Kishan wants me to explain. Very good. Okay. So the idea is, see here. Already, why I told this topic we have done already? Because if y is function of x, then it means some graph you will get. Now, if y is a function of x, then it means when you change x, y will also change. Now, let's say the graph looks like this. Like this. So, if the graph looks like this, you can see at this point, at this value of x, whatever may be the value, I don't know right now, x1, let me say. So, at this point x1, the y value is maximum. So, if you draw tangent here, what will be the slope? Slope here will be 0. But what is slope? Slope is dy by dx only, no? So at this point, dy by dx should be 0. Similarly, at this point, if you draw a tangent, you draw a tangent, you can see it is parallel to x-axis. So if the graph is like this, parallel to x-axis, sorry, if the tangent is like this, slope will be 0. So x2. So at these 2 points, dy by dx must be 0. So this is very, very useful. You will not realize, students, later when we will do higher level problems. Okay, higher level problems. This will be very, very important. Okay. Now, why do we call this slope, by the way? Slope. It's very simple. Look here. If slope, basically the word slope comes from steepness. So in mountain, when you go mountain climbing, if your mountain is like this, then we say less slope. If the mountain is like this, we say more slope. If the mountain is like this, then there is not mountain only, no. So then there is no slope. So if the mountain is like this, no slope only. So that word slope determines how much vertical it is. Vertical. Okay, so the more vertical, the more will be the slope. So with this, I think we will stop. But based on this concept, next day we will do one very nice problem. Today only I wanted to do, but time is very less. So I will not be able to finish it. Or maybe I can give you homework. Homework. Okay, 2 minutes is still there, I know. So write down. Homework. If you can't do, it's okay. I will do it. Don't worry. So the question is, the height covered by a body when it is thrown with velocity u upwards is given as h equals to ut minus half gt square. So this formula is given in the question. Okay, so don't ask why, how it is like that. That in the question it is there. No, why are you asking that one? So what I am giving you, height, you can see is a function of time. Correct? No, when time is changing, this u will change. This height will change. U and g you take as constants. Okay. So this I am giving to you. My question to all of you is, question number part A, find the time when this height, this function, think this is y and this is x, when this height is maximum. You all know, if you throw a body upwards, it will not go up to moon. After some time, it will come back. Of course, if you throw with more than escape velocity, then it will not come back. But that we will study in gravitation chapter. But usually when you throw something up, the height will keep increasing, then it will start decreasing. So your height will have a maximum. Okay. So you have to find the time when the height is maximum. Second, you have to find the maximum height. Okay, so these two are the questions. You have to find the time when the height is maximum, and you have to find what is the maximum height. Now, don't use the knowledge of your school. Like, don't use kinematics formula. V equal to U plus AT, not allowed. You have to use differentiation. Whatever I have taught in differentiation up to today, using that, you have to solve this problem. If some of you know, those who apply your school knowledge, they can also answer this. But I don't want you to apply V equal to U plus AT formula and all. You have to apply differentiation concept. Okay, so we'll stop for today. Please write down. Think about this. If you get, very good. If you don't get, no problem. I will solve next class. Kritika, when you use the mobile, please, no, homework book and all you keep same only. Kritika, I have written quite big, okay? More than that, this big, if I write, no, I will not be able to do much more. So what you have to do is while using the mobile or your mobile, actually, probably you are seeing in mobile. In laptop, it will appear big only. Try to not see the chat box. Close the chat box. Close the chat box so that the screen will be full. And I will try to write bigger next time. Okay. Fine. So everybody should try. Think about this. Shall I give you hint or not needed? Hint is required or not needed? Okay. So you try without hint. You try. Let us see how much you will get. Okay. So see you. Take care. Bye.